So this is the brand new 2025 BMW S1000R. There's lots of changes, including a new face, which I quite like. But is it the best 1000cc naked on the market? And not only that, but is it better than my Honda Hornet? So put your pants on and let's find out. Why put your pants on? Why are your pants off? Right, yes, she does look beautiful in this sport livery, which is an extra 420 quid. The stock colour is black, and you do get the black forks. Those gold forks come with the dynamic pack. But let's just throw a leg over it, see what we think. 830mm seat height. And I'm 5'8" with a 30-inch inseam. How does that feel? I can't quite flat foot it, but I'm not sort of on tippy toes. It's quite comfortable, actually. Right, let's power up that lovely dash, BMW dash. They are the best in the business. And why is that? Well, they're just really clear, really legible. The menu system's really easy to use. And they've got this nice kind of, I don't know what you call it, satin anti-glare finish, which just looks to business. Let's fire up that 999cc motor. Getting some pops and bangs and some lots of vibes through the mirrors as well. Right, but anyway, let's get going. Throw it into gear and off we go. And all the traffic has turned up. In usual fashion. Do not be going right, sir. Right, so let's just cover off some technical specs. Hello, Pigeon. We've got an inline-4 engine, 999cc. That makes 170 horsepower and 114 newton meters of torque. Peak power is up at 11,500, so almost at the red line. We've got Brembo monoblocks up front, braided hoses, and it's got sort of like BMW's own kind of ABS Pro system, which feeds into an IMU, so that takes data from the lean angle. And that is also on the standard bike, which I'll get into the standard versus the kind of sport version in a second. Suspension, this has got the dynamic suspension, so it's all electronic front and rear actually on this bike, which is quite fancy. 16.5 litre fuel tank. We've got, I've already mentioned the seat height, 830mm, and we've got 199 kilogram wet weight with fuel. So it's not too bad, it's quite light. Electronics, we've got absolutely shed loads of electronics. In the standard version you get the 3 riding modes, rain, road and dynamic. You don't get the dynamic pro, that only comes with the dynamic pack. You can sort of tweak things, you know, wheelie control, engine braking control, all that sort of jazz. Other electronics, this version has the cruise control, it's got the heated grips because it's got the, I think it's the comfort pack, which is, of course, it's all extra. I don't know, it'd be interesting to see how many standard non-sport versions they sell. The hill hold control did not want to let go then. So the hill hold control on a bike this light, I would just turn it off. I don't need it. But there we go. Yeah, so essentially loads of electronics on this bike. 6-axis IMU, which I've already said. Yeah, look, BMW have just thrown all their toys at this bike, essentially. And it is a wonderful thing. But yeah, I do wonder how many of the non-sport versions of this bike they sell. Because with the non-sport version you get basic, you still get a 6-axis IMU, you still get riding modes, but all the kind of extras, the comfort pack, the dynamic pack, those are extras. And you don't get the electronic suspension. By jingo, this thing is quite vibrating. Around 6,000 RPM, that really is vibey through the bars. It's making my hands a little bit numb actually, already. The standard version, let's talk about some prices straight away. Standard version is 13,000, I think it's 13,700. And again, you don't get your electronic suspension, you don't get the dynamic pack, so no quick shifter. Do you want to get in there, Chief? Take up all the road. You don't get heated grips, but it is cheap. Well, cheap for a BMW, let's put it that way. But if you want to get the sport version, that is an extra £2,000, I think. And for that you get the dynamic pack, you get the comfort pack, so you get your electronic suspension, you get cruise control, heated grips, dynamic pro riding mode, which gives you access to a lot more features like your engine braking control, your wheelie control. You can split things out. It is very, very fancy. Heated grips as well, I think I've said that already. And there are some other extras in there, but the list is quite long. I'll go over the list later when we stop, and I can tell you exactly what's what. But for now, let's go down into second and just give it a bit of a handful away from... Oh my goodness. that is so quick. Oh yes, that engine is absolutely sublime. And it's the same engine that's in the new XR, so they've put a little bit more horsepower. I think it's 5 extra horsepower this year, or this new version, over the previous gen, which was 165 horsepower. Quick maths. But I do feel like they've sort of added a little bit more mid-range. I might be wrong, but that's what it feels like to me, or maybe I'm just giving it a bit more oomph. This actually does have the quick action throttle. Oh, have they fixed the hole? So the hole was here. They fixed it! Yes! Thank you, Hampshire Council. They've actually fixed that massive bloody crater. Hello, mate. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. This is the problem with me. My brain is like... Oh, it's just all over the place. Right. Let's talk about some braking performance from those Brembos. Get up to speed and then... Oh my god, yeah. I had a bit of a slide there, that was fun. Yeah, really flipping strong brakes, as you would expect from Brembo monoblocks. I think actually this has got... in this dynamic pro mode, I think it's got certain parts of the braking turned off, like the ABS is a little bit less, so let's try again. Yeah, the ABS seems to be a little bit more pulsy there in dynamic mode, but essentially one finger braking. I mean, it's lean sensitive, so if that's important to you. Anyway, yeah, brakes are awesome. What's the rear brake like? Not too bad. Right, let's go over to Dynamic Pro again. Just give it a bit of... We're wheeling! Oh my god! My Insta camera's having a bit of a moment. Let's tighten that up a bit. Yeah, absolutely blistering performance, as you would imagine, from 170 horsepower. Whew. Oh dear. Right, Daniel, calm down. Okay, let's do some motorway stuff. So we're at 70 miles an hour. We're at nearly 5,000 RPM. There's actually not much in terms of bad vibes at this RPM. It's only when you get to like 6. We're in dynamic suspension mode and it is quite bumpy. So let's set it over to road, which we can do at the touch of a button. Oh, that is quite something, how it just softens everything off. That's lovely. I might actually leave it in road mode, actually, you know. It's just filtering out all those really big nasty bumps. But you know, you've got oodles of power if you want. You can do a nice little roll on and quickly get into naughty speeds. Obviously it's a naked bike, you're going to get hit with wind blasts, but it's all clean air. You've got this little spoiler here, which I don't know if that does much, but there's absolutely no buffeting. It's clean air, as I said. Very normal for a naked bike. I can't hear any weird whistling. Sometimes you get that on some bikes. We'll talk about ergonomics when we come off the motorway, but thus far you are leant forward a bit, but the seat is lovely and plush, very nicely padded for your bottom. I have actually been riding this bike quite a bit, so I do like to ride them a bit before giving you my thoughts, just because, I don't know, I used to do first impression rides and I just don't think there's much to be gleaned from them, personally speaking. I like to get to know a bike a little bit more than sort of just hopping on it first thing. But yeah, so far, quite a nice place to be at 70 miles an hour, officer. So yes, let's talk about ergonomics. So, as I was saying, you are leant forward. It is quite sporty in its riding position. It is not as upright as something like my Hornet. Although I would say if you're doing a lot of slower speed stuff, you might end up feeling a little bit of weight on your wristies. Your wristy poos. What I do like is the seat is very plush, nice amount of padding. It's kind of squishy, but offers a good amount of support. Can't say I've had that many issues with BMW seats. I think they know what they're doing. Honda Hornet, take note, that seat is like sitting on granite. It's horrid. Absolutely horrid. Quick shifter is absolutely lovely. It just works really nicely, really direct, really smooth. There's not a great feel through the gear lever, if I'm honest though. That is just a little bit like pulling it through molasses. It's not the most amazing feeling, but at the same time, the actual action of it changing gear is really, really nice. Way better than my Hornet by a bloody country mile, but that isn't hard because that quick shifter is awful. It's got massive delays between gear shifts. It's just, yeah, it's just bloody horrible. But anyway, I digress. Let's talk more about this lovely BMW S1000R. Vibes, lower speed vibes are fine. It seems to be 6,000 RPM, that's where they kick in. So if you're sat at any kind of speed, and I imagine like 85 to 90 miles an hour, if you're in Europe, that's going to get a little bit annoying. So you can either slow down or just go even quicker. I don't know what to tell you. Bar-end mirrors, they are, for the most part, they're good, but again, at 6,000 RPM, they just turn into blurry mush. Not that useful at 6,000 RPM onwards. Well, there's like it's not 6,000 RPM onwards, it's at around 6 for a bit, and then it clears up afterwards. Let's talk about handling, because I've not mentioned that yet. It is like a little wasp. It's flipping so agile. It's almost as quick as you can think. It's how quick it steers. It's flipping ridiculous. But it just makes it very lively, very fun. I really do enjoy it. Right, let's do a quick little blasty walk around. Even quick shifting at no revs. So let me show you that again. it's brilliant. It just works. Suspension in the road mode is quite nice. Plush but still firm. Hello sirs and madam. And in the dynamic pro mode, you do get a nice little pop from the exhaust when you come off the throttle, which is nice. 2025 BMW S1000R. In this sport colour, it's absolutely flipping lovely. There's your new eyeballs at the front. We've now got a split eyeball situation with a little air duct in the middle. Much better than the previous gen. That big singular light wasn't inspiring at all. There's your 45mm shocks, fully electronic. They're Marzocchi. There's your Brembo monoblocks. Don't know what kind of Brembos they are. M432s perhaps. 320mm discs. 17-inch wheels front and rear, of course. There's your big radiator and oil cooler. Some nice plastics. I would like a bit more plastic to kind of cover up some of this exhaust system. And there's the 999cc lump. 170 horsepower, 114 newton meters of torque. Here's the frame. You can see where some of these points are used on the S1000R, where there's other contact bits for bodywork and whatnot. So it is the same frame. Machining on this bike is absolutely beautiful. Lovely components, separate subframe as well. Do love it in this yellow colour. This particular model, or this particular press bike, has all the fancy billet pack, which I'm not a fan of all these blingy bits. I just think they look a bit cheap and tacky. And they're not cheap. They're really expensive, but they're not my cup of tea. Let's just leave it at that. It's also got the Acra system, which, because this is an OEM exhaust, as in you could buy it from your dealer and they could fit it to the bike, it's no louder than the standard non-Acra can. But you do get pops and bangs, and it does weigh a bit less. I don't know how much less it weighs. 16.5 litre fuel tank. I don't know why my hill hold button is kicking off. There you go. Anyway, here we have a little flappage for your rear seat. Let's actually have a look under the seat. Oh, it's keyless as well, by the way. That comes in the dynamic, or I think it's the comfort pack actually. Comfort pack. What can you get in there? You're not going to get your sandwiches in there, but you could get a Kit Kat. Oh, and we've got a USB-C plug in there as well, which is handy. Very nice. And it's all weather sealed, so that's good. Let's stick that back. I'd probably get a seat cowl because I don't think my good lady would like to get on the back of this. Again, I'd probably get these removed, these pillion pegs, save a little bit more weight. BMW once again are doing the whole integrated lights, which I'm not a fan of. I like to have a dedicated brake light. I just think it looks better than this. And I think a nice little strip light there would look quite sexy. But yeah, there it is. Actually, for a stock bike, that is quite a nice little tail tidy. I don't know if this is a custom jobby, but I don't think it is. Seat is lovely and plush, as I've already stated. Very impressed with the seat, good for at least 2 hours. This has got some nice kind of tank protection as well. There's your quick shifter. Like I said, it's not the best feeling at the foot, at the lever, but the way it changes gear is fantastic, really lovely. And there's your electronically adjustable rear suspension there. It might be Marzocchi again, can't see. Bit of a sort of hugger there as well, which is nice. Yeah, just lovely components here, really nicely machined and made. Bar end mirrors, these are not standard. I don't like bar mirrors, personally speaking, because on any motorcycle the vibes always come and filter the worst through the end of the bar. If you're riding your bike, just touch the end of the bars and you'll see what I mean. You'll feel all the vibes at the end, which is why they turn into mush. I'd much prefer just normal mirrors. This has got fancy levers as well. You can do that and not be able to change gear, or you can do that. Let's have a look. Hey, here we go. I don't know what I'm doing. And I do like these dashes just because I just think they're really good. So here you've got, you know, how much engine braking do you want, which is only in the Dynamic Pro, so you'd have to get the Dynamic pack for this. Again, you can change your engine braking. Sorry, what was the first one? Engine. So that's torque and throttle response. There's your engine braking. There's your dynamic traction control, separate wheeling control, which is nice. There's your ABS. And in standard Dynamic Pro, the ABS is actually doesn't have ABS Pro working. So I'm going to set that up because I want full ABS Pro. Thank you very much. What else do we have? And then you can reset everything. But yeah, there you go. Like I said, the standard bike comes with these 3 modes, and you can't change anything. You can't change any of those settings because that is only in a Dynamic Pro mode. So if you want to save yourself a couple of grand, you could just get the standard bike and not have the electronic suspension, none of this dynamic stuff. Oh, and it's got a sport mode as well. Feels extra sporty, and there it shows you like your braking and your acceleration and how much you're leaning, but that is surefire way to get yourself into mischief, isn't it? Let me tell you via my notes what is standard and what is extra. So the optional extras are dynamic package consisting of dynamic damping control, pro riding modes, shift assist, engine spoiler. The comfort package comes with keyless ride, cruise control, heated grips and tyre pressure control as well. Then you've got the M package, which is an extra £5 million. That comes with the M Sport seat, M fuel filler cap, M lightweight battery, sports silencer, M endurance chain, M GPS lap trigger, M forged wheels, or you can get the M carbon wheels for even more money. You also get optional extras are navigation prep, handlebar and mirrors, DDC chassis, I don't know what that means, riding modes Pro, which we've covered off, shift assist, which is the quick shifter, keyless ride. I'm also trying to think what else competes with this bike in this category, the 1000cc naked. You've got the Suzuki GSX S1000, you've got the Honda Hornet. What else is there? Kawasaki, do they have anything? They don't have a Litre naked anymore. They don't have Z1000, so that's not really ZH2, but that's a big heavy thing. Aprilia, what have they got? The Tuono, I guess, but I think that's a lot more power than this. So okay, maybe the like V4 Tuono, but I'm more talking about inline 4 litres really, litre bikes. But let's just say for argument's sake you got the V4 Ducati Street Fighter as well as the Aprilia Tuono, which I've not ridden yet. I've never ridden the V4 Tuono, I'd like to. I think this is a lot cheaper than the Ducati, the Street Fighter V4. I love those pops and bangs. But the main bike I'm going to compare this to is my Hornet, because it's a bike I know. Now obviously price is a bit different, so that my Hornet came in at just under 9 grand new. And this, if you get the bottom spec, is almost 14, so you know, a good almost 5 grand more expensive straight out of the gate before you've added any of the other packs or gone for the sport version. If you go for the sport version, which is 15,700 quid, nearly 7 grand. Yeah, it's almost twice the price of the Hornet. Is it twice the bike? No, it's not twice the bike, but I will say, and this might be giving the game away a little bit, in every measurable, perceivable, conceivable way, this is better than the Hornet. How is it better than the Hornet? The engine is more fierce at the top end for sure. The bike is more comfortable, so already we're not only better performance, but we're actually higher comfort for the rider. I can actually go over to road riding mode as well, just to see if that changes the nature of the bike at all. It still wants to bite your legs off and beat you with the... Look, the engine on the Hornet is lovely. I really like it. It's quite usable. It's got nice mid-range, but this is just like dialed up. Everything is dialed up. It's just way more aggressive from mid-range to the top end, like surprisingly so. That could also be the quick action throttle that this has. The throttle connection feeling on this BMW is so sharp, so direct that you actually have to readjust your brain. On the Hornet, it's quite slack, it's a little bit sluggish. Ridden in isolation, the Hornet is absolutely great. It's a really good value naked Litre bike. But this BMW, man, just everything about it is... They've sharpened every facet, every conceivable category up over the Hornet. The Hornet is like softer rounded corners, and this is sharp. We'll stab you up, mate. You know, the chassis and the handling are probably the biggest differences between the two bikes. On this S1000R, it is absolutely just corners by thought. Whereas I feel the Hornet, you kind of sometimes have to muscle it around a bit. It's quite a wide bike as well. The tank is quite wide, because it is a 19 litre tank on that bike. Goodness! Woo! Yeah, it's just, oh my goodness. It's like if the Hornet went to fat camp, lost about 30 kilos, but then went to the gym, put on loads of lean mass, then learnt how to fight and was doing jiu-jitsu. That's how this bike feels to ride. It is so much sharper, so much more brutal and aggressive. Yet at the same time, if you ride it sensibly, it's also very usable. I've been riding this bike for the last week or so, been riding to work, been doing little errands, going to the shop. It's absolutely fine. But when you let it go past 6,000, my God, it just absolutely rips your arms off. And you just don't get that on the Hornet. As fun as that bike is, and I hate to say it because that is my bike. Yeah, the BMW S1000R is better in every conceivable way than the Hornet, other than price, and that's it. That's literally it. You get 3-year warranty with this bike as well, which is as standard, which is quite good, I think, these days. I think that's good anyway. It is better than a Hornet, but of course you have to pay for it. And if you go for the sport version, which, let's be honest, we probably would do, it's almost, not quite, but almost double the price. Woo, boys! Not the best turning circle. I'm going to say it, this is my dream bike. Not the M1000. I don't really want the M1000. I don't like bikes with wings. I just think they look ridiculous. Oh, it's got a steering damper as well, as standard. S1000R for me right now, this is the pinnacle of inline 4 Litre nakeds, and it absolutely blows the Hornet out of the water. And I hate to say that because I love my Hornet. I think it's a great bike for the money. Again, there's that caveat, for the money. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe because I've got a lot more content coming. If you do go out today, do ride safely, but remember to have fun, of course, otherwise what's the point? Until next time, you take care. Peace. Ooh. Let me touch you in your special place.